All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast. Got Chris right next to me in our brand new studio from home in Dallas, Texas. So super excited about this one just because this is the first episode that we were actually filming like video wise, right? We did a quick solo round last week, which was good. It's a part of our new segment that's called Dynamic Fridays, where it's like 10 to 15 minutes quick. So expect that out every Friday on the Dynamic Lifestyle Podcast. But I'm pumped. I mean, this room looks beautiful. And what we'll do too, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, and we'll even try to get some clips, we'll do a little tour for people so they can see kind of what this looks like. But this took the last 3 weeks to pretty much put together. So I'm proud of it. It looks great. It's definitely going to enhance things. I've already tested it with some Zoom calls with interviews, and here we are, man.
Do you think it looks as good as Joe Rogan's?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. Joe Rogan's the man. I can't. I just can't compete with that. Maybe one day. So I always like saying
goals, right?
Not yet. This is one step in that direction though, going forward.
Yeah, but, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Let's get into this. So this is going to be more about what's going on really, right now in our current life and everything. And we put out the first part of this series, why we moved to Texas. I'll call it part one. And it was about, almost 2 months ago. That's how quick the time goes.
Yeah.
And got a lot of good response from it, a lot of feedback from it. And a couple people were like, you know what, it'd be cool for you guys to do a follow-up episode on this, a couple months later, and just tell us how the transition's been, what's it really like. And us, we're going to keep it real, tell you guys all the stuff that's kind of gone through it and stuff. So, that's kind of what brings us to this. So I guess this is part two of why we moved to Texas.
Yeah, I don't know if we should get into the why again, because if you guys want to go back and listen to that part one, we covered the whole thing. But you're right. So that when we recorded that, we were at the Airbnb in downtown Dallas. Yeah. And I think we were maybe 3 days in. So a lot has happened obviously since then, right?
Yeah.
So let me kind of walk you guys kind of through it, right? So
first and foremost, I got to ask, how are you today?
Man,
how are you feeling right now?
Feeling like I want an IPA or a glass of wine. It's been really stressful and it's been hard. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
I don't blame you. Maybe we can buy some IPAs later and we go grocery shopping, do a Costco run.
Yeah, we don't really have any cocktails during the week, but it's Saturday, Sunday. I don't know what it is. As soon as that half day's over on Saturday of work, it's just man, let our hair down. Have our skinny margaritas. Eric has his skinny margaritas. I'll just have my IPAs.
For sure.
It's kind of the time to reward yourself,
Yeah. And then it's we'll go to the gym after this, and then I got to go to Home Depot, get a lawnmower, guys.
We'll talk about that too.
Doing adult grown things here. And then, I'm pretty hungry though right now, I'm not gonna lie. So how are you doing though, besides that?
I'm doing good, man. Finally, at peace, more settled in now. Right. This was the first week where we could just say everything's good. We're ready to kind of just be here, be focused, get shit done, and just finish this the rest of this year strong, But it's been stressful. It's been hard, the transition.
Yeah.
If I kind of walk you guys back through, we were at an Airbnb in downtown Dallas for 3 weeks. This apartment was cool too. It was really, really cool. If you guys ever want to, stay in downtown Dallas, what was the apartment called? Do you remember?
Heck if I know.
Yeah, they're right across the street from the convention center. Mm-hmm. So they're a really good location. And we wanted to stay in downtown Dallas to kind of get a feel for the downtown area, right? And it was kind of an experience, It was kind of like a ghost town, right? For the majority of the part during the week. And we talked to a lot of Lyft drivers, and they said that, normally during the week it's very hectic, very busy, a lot of professionals, doing business and stuff like that. But since COVID, obviously, bringing the businesses shut down and all that stuff, it was kind of a ghost town. But it was cool to be there for 3 weeks and get an experience of living there in an apartment for 3 weeks and having the access to downtown and all that cool stuff, so that was a good experience. But I think we were all kind of having that itch to get out of there and get more space and get into the home that we're in now. What do you think?
Yeah, it was definitely a great experience, but it's at the end of the day, it's downtown living, no matter kind of where you live, right? And it's just each to their own. Some people are in that phase of life where they want to experience that, and that's cool. We did that at one point, but we're just not in that phase. That's not what we want. That's not going to, fulfill us and bring us peace. So it was a good little test just to kind of feel it out, the areas, and learn a little bit more about Dallas, which still need to learn a lot.
Yeah,
but no, it was fine for the time being.
Yeah, so we were there for 3 weeks, and then during that time, like we're running our business. We're trying to get a car, right? Because we didn't have a car. Eric sold his car. We sold our car. Me and my fiance sold our car in LA. So we're trying to get a car, and then it's like we're trying to meet with the realtor like at least like 2-3 times a week, going to look at places. It was like 30 minutes away, so we had to figure all that stuff out.
Trying to explore a little bit,
have some fun as well too in a new city. So it was a lot, and 3 weeks later, we actually, found a place out here in Frisco, Texas, which it's a beautiful area over here. It really is. It's a really big up and coming place out here, you could tell. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, the Dallas Cowboys have their practice facility here in Frisco, Texas. That's one of the big like attractions out here, but tons of restaurants. Tons of like businesses. There's tons of stuff to do out here. I feel honestly like I'm not missing anything really in LA. Obviously, if you've lived in LA before, we were there for 7 years. It's a whole different world and animal there. Nothing's going to compare to LA, because it's LA. There's so much entertainment, so much like restaurants, so much like access, proximity, all that stuff there pre-COVID, right?
That's where you had your beauty bar.
That's where I had my beauty bar, I had to close that down. But there's so much stuff there to where it's like you can't compare it, right?
Yeah,
to like anywhere really in the world, man. It's like comparing Miami to anywhere. There's just nothing that compares to it. But I don't feel like I'm missing something out here. Like we're settled in here to like this beautiful home. We like have agreed to like recession and future proof this home to where it's like we have a media room, we have a podcast room. My fiance is going to build a beauty bar there for herself too and run a business there. So we're all in that like entrepreneurial mindset of this home is like to recession and future proof our business for 2021, to make money and help people out and serve people, be a part of the community, all that type of stuff, so I'm really excited about it. I really am,
Yeah. And I agree with everything you said. And just like, I want to do this. I want to talk about a lot, just more about like for those of you listening that maybe you've never been outside of like where you live. I don't know where you live, what state and everything, but it's just, to me, like I feel like we waited a little too long to possibly do this, right? I think when you get caught up living in LA, LA especially, we're born and raised in California. Cali's always going to be home. I love California, but I think we were just caught up into it way too much to where it's just more the perception like, oh, like California is the land of opportunity, land of dreams and all this and that, which yeah, it is. But man, like if you really just expand your mindset and just, think bigger and differently to where it's like, there's so many places out there, in the United States to live, even outside of the country. My gosh, I can't even get started on that. But at some point you just have to kind of just be like, okay, like I got to explore a little bit, like there's more to like, where I was born and raised, and, there's more places to live in California. And that's what's really just kind of humbled me and made me appreciate it. It's just like, I never thought that like Texas was like this or Dallas, but it feels like amazing here. The weather's great. Given we haven't experienced like the hot summers,
we haven't yet,
which people keep talking about around here, but people are very nice, humble, just generous, just giving here. It's a different culture. There's a lot of space out here. There's gyms, there's restaurants, there's businesses. We're not missing out on too much. The beach, right? But again, I didn't go to the beach that often to where it's like the proximity of living in LA was that big of a deal.
And what happened to you taking surfing lessons? Remember you said you were going to do that in LA?
Well, I messed up my foot. It's my excuse, guys.
This guy would never
messed
take
up
surfing
my
lessons.
But do you know how everyone says like, oh, like I want to live by the beach and this and that. LA has all these beaches and this and that. And like, dude, like most people don't even go. It's just a bullshit excuse to live there.
You're working so much there, like to where it's like,
and the traffic, like you don't even want to go. Like trust me, like that's why when people live there, they understand that. But yeah, it's just really opened up my eyes, that there's more to the world and more to the United States and California, know, and I really advocate you guys that are listening to this, episode to really expand your mindset and just hop on a plane, go somewhere for like 3 days and just experience it. And, you can always go back home. Home's always going to be home. So I think that's one thing that's just, I've really appreciated just being here. And just after, it's been a crazy, like, last 4 weeks, especially just settling into our new home here. Man, like drained. I'm like still a little bit drained, but this week has been a lot better, like a little bit more normal.
Yeah. But I want to hit on what you said though, just kind of like exploring and discovering and open up your eyes more, because the thing is, man, is like when you're from California, and this can't speak for everybody. This is my opinion, right? So you can take it however you guys want. But for me, I feel like it's almost like just embarrassing in a way to where it's like, we've been so stuck on California and like living in California and like just being Cali boys and saying we're never going to leave this place. This is home. It's like the greatest state in like the whole entire nation. And it's embarrassing in a way because like when you come out and you explore these different like states and cities, you see how beautiful it is. You see the different culture. You see how people are different, like nice and just like polite, and there's different dynamics within it. I can't really explain all of it. You have to come experience it yourself. But that's why traveling is such a huge experience, or a huge part of like your personal growth. Because of the cultures and all that stuff. And getting out of the States. But I feel like it's almost so embarrassing that we're just like so stuck on California and LA. To where it's like you said, we should have probably done this earlier. And that's just a lesson for you guys. If you're somewhere like your hometown and you've been there for so many years and you have that itch to go somewhere else, then scratch that itch. Like, fuck, man, life is so short, and it's just like, you don't have to be stuck there. You're not a fucking tree to where it's like you have to be stuck there for the rest of your life. Yeah, I know family's important. I know you have friends there, but man, think
some
about
of you guys
yourself.
Have careers and jobs there.
Yeah, think of yourself though. Like I get the whole career thing and stuff, but it's like, make a plan then. You don't have to move the next day, but make a plan to get out of it. There's no excuse, right? And family, friends are great too, but man, it's just like, you got to explore for yourself, and you got to like, you got to have that growth opportunity. And sometimes that growth opportunity is like getting out of that element and trying something new. Change is beautiful, so just really think about that. I'm not telling you guys you have to do this stuff, but it's just like, I'm telling you from my own experience. And, it's like, if I could have probably went back and not lived in LA for 7 years, maybe 3 or 4 years, and explored something else out. I still have an itch for Miami. I don't know what it is. I got an itch for
That's
Miami.
always a good one, right?
So
that's on the bucket list. maybe get like an Airbnb and rent that out for like 2-3 months out of the year. But like 100% spot on what you said. And I think I mentioned this on part 1 of this when we explained everything, like all the details why we moved out of California. But it just goes back to like what this pandemic has taught us is just the importance of simplicity, what truly matters, and like what you really don't need, right? Like in life, like there's so much bullshit. It's like I even give myself like an example, right? Like it's like I kid you not, this whole pandemic, I haven't even gone shopping once for like a new pair of clothes. Like, I know it sounds bad, like you guys are probably laughing and all that, and you're shaking your head, or maybe you guys are like nodding like, yeah, that's me too, like, yep, like give me a fist pump. But I have not. Like, I still have the same like wardrobe from like almost a year ago. And it's just funny because that the whole thing with the COVID and pandemic, like everything shutting down, it really just was like, okay, like where are you gonna really go to get all fixed up and dressed up and have the latest, greatest like designer crap that, again, it's just bullshit at the end of the day that you're wasting your money on, that doesn't bring you value. It's not gonna appreciate, it's just a temporary thing. So just things like that, this the simple things in life. And again, here, like we have all this space at this new place that we lived in Frisco, Texas, but out in LA, you couldn't have gotten this, like, unless like we were making like, geez, a lot more money than we are, which definitely is the goal, but it's just ridiculous, so just reminds you just like the simple things in life that really, really matter, like friends, family, just like having your own space, and not having to have pressure to always like societal pressure of like measuring yourself up to other people, like just what they're using, all that stuff. I mean, I can go on a whole tangent with that, but just the simplicity of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, are you gonna have to get a new wardrobe when you go out on dates out here, or like what's going on?
I don't know, man. I got to just come up with some sort of outfits just with what I got. Get creative.
Better step up your game,
and invest in my money in other things that I know are going to pay off in the years to come. So that's where my mind's at.
Yeah, but it's funny though, man. Like yesterday, me and my fiance were, out with a couple. They're from California too, and they were just saying like they live in like the Bay Area, and they both have really good jobs. Yeah. One's in tech, and the other one, is in the healthcare industry, and their mortgage for a home is $4,100. $4,100, and they're saying just the amount of space that they get, and to where they're working to pay that mortgage, and it doesn't matter. Like they can't get ahead flat out. They just can't with the way everything is in California, with how expensive it is, their jobs, like with their salaries, where they're at, they can't get ahead. And it's just like, how frustrating is that? So we're having a conversation with them about, considering coming down here, and just like, and it's opening their minds too, what I mean? Because they want more space, and they work hard, and they want to sit there and enjoy those fruits of their labor, what I mean? So it's just a really big like eye opener, man. Yeah. Like to where it's just like, I know people want to live in the hottest places and like the trendiest places, but got to think about it, just like LA, there was no reason to stay there anymore. It's not going to be LA anymore. It's not. It's going to change. A long time. It's going to change, right?
If it ever goes back,
right? So that's how you have to kind of have that mindset. I know a lot of people there in LA are just like waiting it out. It's going to get back to normal. It's not going to get back to normal, guys. I'm sorry to say and break it to you. It's not going to get back to normal. So you got to just start thinking about different places. What's the new place that's going to become maybe that new LA or that new trend or something like that? The place to be where there's new opportunities. There's more wealth there. There's more proximity. There's more networking for your business. You got to think about all that stuff. Where is there more space that you can recession and future-proof your business? How can you make money like through your home? How can you make money through like your home by creating content like we're going to be doing? All these different things. You got to think about all that stuff going forward for your future.
I want to touch on that really quick about like just recession-proofing and future-proofing like your business and even with the home, like what we kind of plan to do. But back to what you said. I mean, even we had some friends come out, right? Just like some of our good friends come out for your fiance Lisette's birthday.
We gotta talk about that too.
Which was on her birthday's on Halloween, which is funny, right? Just like I don't know. We already knew it was going to be like a normal Halloween. Like you can't go out anywhere or anything like most of the time. But it's funny. Most of these places out here in Texas are open. So I mean, I'm like shocked. A lot of people don't wear masks. Like we went to a bar like the night before, like all of us, and it was like a club. I was like, what the hell? And I haven't been to a club in a long time because of like this shutdown. I kind of forgot like how that was, but it was like full on, like just people with no mask. Music was blasting. People were drinking, having a good time. So that was funny. But just like our friends coming down and visiting, right? Like I hope that they were like, dang, like this is a cool place, like a nice place, like, and hopefully expanded their mindset. I know we talked to one of our friends after and he was like, man, he's like, I fell in love kind of with like the neighborhood out here and just like these houses are huge and all that. So it was cool to have all of them come experience it too, because sometimes that's what you need. But what do you want to talk about that weekend? Or just how fun it was, or
guys,
whether you were hungover?
Guys, I won't give all the details, but I'll let your imagination do some of it. But man, so my fiance's birthday was on Halloween, and this was like a much needed weekend that we all needed, like after 5 weeks of just the stress and moving and all this stuff. But there's 12 people that stayed here in this home of ours. So maybe like 5, 6 of her friends and maybe like 3 or 4 of our friends. So I don't know, a little bit more of her friends, but it was about 12 people under this home. And literally everybody flew in Friday, everybody left Monday. And it was just literally like partying like we were like 21, like literally from Friday till, Monday morning. And honestly, guys, I don't do that anymore. I used to when I was, in my 21 days, but
you can't even hang.
I can't even hang, honestly. But it took a week to recover. Let's just say that. But it was honestly, guys, it was so much fun, like so much fun, and it was so much needed. It really, really was. So I wanted to share that with you guys. But just think about that and just imagine just all the fun and all the craziness that happened, like all 12 people like in this home celebrating for Halloween and just connecting and stuff. It was beautiful. It really was.
Yeah. Good times and good memories. Priceless memories that you can't ever replace. And that's something I cherish, is just all those things. So let's talk about this real quick, man. It's just like, I want to give like the listeners some context on kind of like some plans that we have for this, and maybe give you guys some good ideas that, you might spark up and be like, oh shit, like I never thought about that. But like I said, we definitely built out this whole room just to use as a media room / studio, podcast room, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, we have a really cool background here that we have like, it's like pretty much like, what would you call it? Like, it's like tape on or
wallpaper?
Wallpaper, sorry. I couldn't figure that out. So we got wallpaper from Amazon. Looks really, really nice and professional. We put that up. We have lights everywhere in this room. I mean, we have a whole green screen. We didn't go through with the soundproofing just because it's already pretty damn good. And the soundproofing thing was a pain in the ass to where I ordered a bunch of foam and I tried it and it kept falling off. And
that was an epic fail.
I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to do this. Like, this is too much. But it's a really cool room, and we have a lot of plans going forward for it. And I was even, thinking too, like something I might do is rent this room out, like on Craigslist, like a peer space, like, the spaces where people can rent out, because again, it is a media room where somebody can come here and do filming, create content for a couple hours, and I could sit there and turn that into a business. So definitely some cool things that we have planned. And then we have a whole office right next door. It's huge. It's like a loft room, but we converted that into an office. Like, looks like a library. I mean, we're huge nerds, book nerds, Chris and I, but I mean, it's really cool, the way that we set up this place, and it's a lot of like visually appealing areas to film, and but I mean, that's kind of like the plans for that, and just keep working on our business, keep enhancing this podcast show, bringing you guys value, and
put out more content.
Just try to get better and just live life.
And we got this creepy pop-up banner of us right here with like our hair all long and our eyebrows, and
Chris has like the cheesiest half like open mouth.
I told Eric, we got to get a new one. It's just creepy looking at it.
It's time.
One more thing I kind of want to like wrap up on my end. I don't know if you want to keep like talking about more stuff though. This is good for the listeners to think about. So, like when you move to a new state, again, it's like you do want to have that business mindset and put yourself in a position to network and have that proximity, right?
Yeah.
So, for us, like what we did was we joined a gym here, and it's called Cowboy Fit, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, it's in a more affluent area, right? And there's a lot of busy professionals that go there. They have a co-working space on top of it. But the thing is like we could have chose like a $10 a month or $20 a month gym, but instead we chose an $80 a month gym to attend. And the reason being is because, again, we have our business minds on. We want to connect with more busy professionals and be in a more affluent area like that, to network, to connect with people, right? And at this gym, there's a lot of personal trainers there. And again, some of you guys might be like, geez, Chris and Eric, like you guys are joining a gym because you guys want to get clients there. And it's like, absolutely, 100%. I'm not afraid, and I'm unapologetic about that, because again, Eric and I know and believe so much in our program that we can help out personal trainers that, hell yeah, I'm going to go out there and, start conversation with them, give a copy of our book, and literally connect with them and serve them at the highest level, because I believe so much and I'm so certain in what we do.
And we've already been doing that. We
have books in our bags.
Appreciate so much.
Very genuine, very nice, good energy. Approach them, give them a book, and we let the relationship build from there. Nothing hard or nothing too pressure-wise. But just think about that though, you guys. Like if you guys move to a new state, like you guys need to think about those type of business decisions, and it's like, you pay a little bit more of a premium for something like that, but just think about the 10x return that you get in something like that, right? As opposed to going to a $10 a month gym, or you go to an $80 a month gym if you're an entrepreneur and you want to network and you want to build your business and make those relationships.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and then just to add real quick too, we're like the whole transition, like Chris said, has been very difficult. Like I never would have really anticipated it being this difficult. Until you actually do it, moving from a state to another state, and then during a pandemic, sometimes I think that Chris and I are crazy, I really do, but that's just who we are. We're go-getters, and we don't let anything hold us back. It's just in our blood, in our DNA. I know we're different, and people might call us crazy or might not understand it, but that's just who we are, guys. Like we're different guys, and we're okay with that. We're very comfortable with who we are as people, and we know we have good intentions and can help people, and we're always trying to do better in our life and just help other people as well too. So
exactly,
it's been very difficult to transition, but I'm like confident to say it's going to be a lot smoother now, that we have everything kind of situated, got all our furniture, everything. I just got to go get the lawnmower, and that should pretty much conclude. I'm going to start mowing the lawn, which I look forward to. But also too, like we've, found everything, like you said, a gym. We found a really cool Christian church that we've gone to last week. We're going to start going there every Sunday. That's something we're, really big on. Found our go-to grocery stores. So everything's good. We just need a little bit more time to kind of just, figure everything out. But yeah, I think that's kind of it. We'll just kind of leave it at that. My closing thoughts really is just like, guys, like I said earlier, just expand your mindsets a little bit. Like, some of you guys might be thinking and having that itch to move out of your state, or maybe you're in California right now, and some of you guys might not be. This might not apply to everybody, and that's okay. But don't be afraid to just, make a change, make a big change and shift in your life. Like Chris said, life's too short. Don't let your family dictate like your goals and your vision going forward, and your friends and all that stuff. Just get out there and try it. The worst thing you can do is, again, fail, right? And again, look at failure as just like another learning lesson, and just those are your scars. Those are your scars and life lessons that you get to keep internally, both your heart, soul, and mind, for years and years to come. And you can tell those stories to people, and it's irreplaceable. Nobody can take that from you. So I think that's pretty much it.
Well said, man. I'll let you kind of close that off because you're a minute older, and
all right,
that's your one chance you get. But no, I'm just kidding. But this was good, man. This was good. So hopefully everybody got a lot of value out of it, and just much love, guys. Thank you guys for the support, and truly appreciate it this whole time. Like we've been moving and following the journey and everything like that. Hopefully it inspired you guys and motivated you guys, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Share out this episode. Text us at 213-319-6702. Text the word motivation to join our Monday motivation community. It's freaking amazing. People love it. But other than that, much love. Thank you again for the support. Go out there and live a dynamic lifestyle. We're out here. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video and another episode on pro tips on living a dynamic lifestyle. We truly appreciate it. Hopefully you got a lot of value out of it. If you're interested in getting more value like this from these pro tips, make sure to subscribe above. We're going to be dropping these daily. Also, if you are a fitness professional and you're looking to create more income, impact, influence, and independence, we just dropped our new book, Rise of the Fit Pros, so you guys can do all of that. And you can also start building your hybrid training model of in-person and online training. So make sure to click the link or the book right here to grab your guys' copy, and we'll send it over to you. Other than that, we're out. Talk to you soon.